expats here. We are back with our lifestyle series, and I'm here with my very good friends in San Miguel de Allende in their beautiful home, and they've agreed to share their journey with us. We all live here, we all met here, and this is my good friend Suzette, and this is her husband Clarence, and we've been here for pretty much around the same length of time. We met in San Miguel in 2018, and you know, the point of sharing these stories with you is just to give inspiration and everyone's journey on how they landed in Mexico, and hopefully, you know, it gives you the space that you're looking for to find that oomph to get the heck out of the U.S. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and you can tell us where you're from and how you like it.
Clarence and Suzette. We're from Stockton, California. We've been here a little over 3 years now, and we decided to leave California and venture out to a foreign country, and Mexico, San Miguel de Allende is what we found.
Yes. Well, it wasn't just that cut and dry. There's a little bit more to it. My husband retired 3 years before I did. And he came home one day and he said, Suzette, I need you to retire. And I told him, no, I'm not ready to. But he insisted. So I said, but if I retire now, I don't want to stay in Stockton, California. And he said, well, pick a place. And so what did I do? I went online and Googled it. Where do people retire? And I have two sisters who live in Orlando. I said, not Orlando, it's too hot.
No.
Too hot and humid. So as I was Googling, international living came up.
That's right.
International living came up, and so I did my research, and they had a conference in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, you told me.
And we went to that for, I think it was, what, 5 days? 5 days or something like that.
Yeah, it was 5 days.
5 days. And there were thousands of people from Canada and the United States. So,
well, they were all looking to
relocate.
Relocate.
Okay. Okay. Would you say they were a mixed crowd, or what would you describe the demographics to be?
Mostly close to retirement or retirement age, mostly Caucasian.
Okay.
And the locations were Panama. The top locations was Panama, Brazil, Belize,
France.
Really, France? France would be on
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course Mexico.
Yeah.
Of course Mexico. And so then I started researching online as well, videos. I started watching YouTube videos.
Okay.
And
couldn't find us, huh? Me neither.
No.
I was like,
nowhere.
I know, nowhere in Mexico.
Mm-mm.
I actually no, I did find Roxana Bangora.
Oh, okay.
But that was really just before I moved here. I think I found, and I interviewed her a few months ago. I found her chronicles or something on, either it was on Facebook or YouTube, and she lives in Veracruz, so that wasn't really an area I was familiar with. But I remember I saw some, but that was literally 1 or 2 months maybe before I actually was already packing, ready to go.
Well, we just wanted an adventure.
Right.
You know, I said, if I have to retire, I need to be busy. I want to go places. And so at the conference, they stressed Mexico and San Miguel. Nice. They really did. And so we decided to come visit in September 2017.
Okay.
Well, we were going to visit 4 places in Mexico, actually. And San Miguel was the first.
Yeah.
And once we spent a month here and talked to people about those other places,
They
said, this is it.
This is where you really should stay. Go visit those places, but you're not going to want to live there.
Yeah.
Where were your other places?
Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
Ajijic. There was another one.
Was it Merida?
Way down.
Merida.
Yeah.
Was it Merida?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely Merida.
I figured it was Merida because that's also becoming a hot spot, or is a hot spot.
Right.
I think there are definitely more Black expats in Merida right now, but I think it's because of a lot of different factors. I don't think it's because people really knew about Merida. I think Merida has been marketed on YouTube
Right, exactly.
to people like us who were looking for whatever, and in the last couple years there are more resources out there, and they're out of Merida. And I think also the attraction to Merida is the cost.
Yes.
The cost of living is a little bit less, which, it's hot, and also it's closer to the beach. 'Cause
Right.
we think about Mexico initially, we
The
think
water.
about the beach.
Yes.
If you're not coming from a beach, I was coming from Florida, so it wasn't what I was looking for, but a lot of people think, beach life, and that makes sense.
Well, we were told at the conference, if you have not lived on the beach as a younger person, you're going to get tired of it very
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
And so we quickly decided that's
the
not
heat
what we
and the
wanted.
humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's challenging.
Yeah.
Yes, and you know what's funny? I saw, I think this was someone made a comment yesterday somewhere online, and it might have been Puerto Vallarta, but it applies to Merida and any other really hot place. But they were talking about how high their electric bill was.
Ooh.
I mean, really crazy high,
Wow.
like $300, $400, $500. Even
Yeah.
someone put $700, not pesos.
Mm.
So that kind of would be a deterrent for me for sure. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, you can get a cheap rent, but then if it's hot in the summer and you
Yeah.
pay, like say $1,500 or even $2,000 out for electricity,
Right.
if you put that in for the rest of the year, like add it onto rent, that
Right.
doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
When we went to Zihuatanejo, we had the air conditioning going 24/7.
Yes.
Never turned it on.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
We did too. Actually, on Saturday, we went out for a little bit to the beach, not to swim. We just went to eat, and it was so freaking hot. When we got back to the room, of course, 2 margaritas later, I was just like, I am not going back outside. And we stayed
I
in.
know.
We did not go out until late in the night, and I went and got something to eat and came back. And coming from here, it's definitely a change.
Yes,
It's
definitely.
Yes.
this drastic boom. Even last weekend when we were in Huasteca, I don't know why I was expecting it to be similar to here weather-wise, because it's raining a lot there too. So I looked at the weather and I said, oh, it's raining, okay, let me bring a couple long sleeve things. But I have to keep reminding myself, once you start descending,
Yes.
it gets warmer. So it was raining a lot, but it was very humid. Very humid, yeah. So we had that AC going in the hotel room. It's just like,
Which was
yeah,
needed.
it was totally needed. So yeah. So tell me, your experience of moving. I know that you guys came and you rented and for a few months and decided that you wanted to buy something.
Well, the first place we rented was very, very charming on paper, you might say. But the area was something else.
Really?
And so,
Where were you? What area?
Santa Julia.
Santa Julia on Soledad Street. and mostly even the cab drivers, we said Soledad, well, we call it Soledad,
Yeah.
and they say, I don't know where that is, So it's just a 2-block street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Touchy
And,
neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like on the verge of not so good and nice, or just
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Okay. Notes. Anyone moving to San Miguel?
Charming house.
Yeah.
Not
Charming
good
house.
area.
Okay.
So we stayed there for a month.
2 weeks. 'Cause I couldn't
No,
take it.
we rented it
We
for a
rented
month.
it for a month. And as soon as we got there, I said, we have got to find another location.
Oh, wow.
Because I wasn't comfortable there. And I couldn't go anywhere without him.
Oh wow.
That's how
Wow. It was rough.
it was rough.
Yeah.
I called it
And
the
where is
hood.
it? Okay, we have hood in San Miguel.
God, Sam,
Yeah, there's a lot of charm here, but
yes,
there's some
hood
spots.
here.
Yeah.
There's some hood spots.
So
and
we found
landed
a
it.
place up in Ojo de Agua.
Okay, was that the one close to Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And up the hill, a lot of fine
Oh,
homes.
beautiful home.
Yes.
Oh,
So
it's
we
gorgeous.
rented that for a
Almost
year.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But we only stayed 10 months.
Right.
Because we
Oh,
found
that's
this.
Right, that's
Mhm.
right. Okay, yes. I didn't realize you were there that long.
Mhm. Yeah, we were there.
Oh, okay.
It was a gorgeous house, just gorgeous.
Okay.
But freezing cold to live in.
Yeah.
It was so
Do they have
cold.
fireplaces?
Yeah, when my daughter came
Yes.
to visit, she called it the ice box.
Oh,
Because it was in winter time, so.
it was wintertime, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But it was just gorgeous.
Yeah, I remember you guys. Well, when we first met, and then we were at Stephanie's, and we walked down
Mhm.
Yeah.
that
Right.
stairwell. Would not want to walk up it, and you were saying, "Yeah, we live around here somewhere."
Yeah.
That's a nice area.
It's a very,
Very
nice
nice
really
area.
nice, and close to the Parque Juarez.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a nice area.
Yeah,
So
I really enjoyed it.
yeah. So tell me about your process of
Of
looking
this.
for your dream home in Mexico.
Well, we had a realtor.
Mhm.
He took us to a lot of places, but we didn't find anything that fit us, that suited us.
Right.
So Suzette went online and saw this
I
place.
decided to help them out.
Yeah.
How did you find this online? 'Cause
Well,
it's so hodgepodge
It
online.
it really, really is. I just don't know. I just kept typing in, houses for sale. We didn't want to pay cash for our total cash. Owner financing, but that didn't happen. We didn't find that. We didn't
Right.
find that. And see, I love to decorate, and I've watched HGTV
Your whole
probably
life.
every day of my life. Maybe sometimes all day.
And
Yeah.
it shows. It shows their home is gorgeous. You can just see a little bit of this. I thought I was a designer at heart. She is a designer at
Just
heart. It's gorgeous.
Crazy about it, love it.
Yeah.
And so I saw this place, and it wasn't a home at all.
Right, I
It
remember
wasn't
that.
a home at all. And so we thought, mostly me, we could renovate this.
Right.
This wouldn't be hard at all. And we could put our own personal touch on it.
Right.
It was challenging, but long story short, we decided to purchase this place because it had a lot of potential,
Right. Right.
and the price was right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Close to Central,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't. We were going to have to walk uphill,
That's
downhill, walk, take a taxi uphill. It's just all flat walk,
Right, right.
and we're so close to everything.
That's right.
That's what really sold us was location, location, location.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize that eventually this is going to become the new Central.
Yeah, no, they're not far from Central. So I feel like they're a couple rings from the church. There's
Right.
Central, dead smack in the middle.
Right.
Right.
And then there's that El Central ring. And then, you start to get a little outside, which is where I think you guys are. And then we are probably, this is just my analogy, ring 4. Because people say, oh, you live in the suburbs. But I mean, for me, the suburbs is I can still see the church and
Yeah.
it's 10 minutes away. And I could
Yeah.
walk if I were ambitious enough to get out there. And before I got my car, I would walk
Right.
into town and when Micah was going to school at on Sterling Dickinson. But I think this is ideal because you kind of are away from the traffic and all the extra fireworks and things
Right.
like that. Probably not away from the dogs barking. We get the dogs barking.
We have
But
a dog
you're
at home that
Every-
barks.
That's right,
everywhere.
Paco. Oh
We
my
have a
God,
dog
they have a
that
dog
barks.
named Paco. I call him Rocco Taco Paco. He's
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's true. That's true. So anyway, tell me more about the whole process because I know it was a lot of work to
Well,
remodel.
yes, it was.
Tell me first about how easy or difficult was it, or were there any challenges with the buying process? Just was it pretty smooth? What do you think about
It
that?
went pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
It's different from the U.S. because you don't go through a company. What do you call it?
Like an real estate attorney,
No, escrow.
Escrow, you don't
go
through
through
escrow.
escrow. That's
Okay.
right.
You go through your realtor and the notary.
The notary.
Yeah.
Notary.
The notary
They do
does.
all the work.
Yeah, he does all
Well,
the
I've
work.
heard the notaries here are even they're more superior than an attorney.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So just so you know, because we're so used to just, I need it notarized in the U.S.
Right.
just a stamp.
No.
But here they're more superior in their authority than an attorney is.
Correct.
What
Exactly.
would you call an attorney? So
Right. And then, of course, your deed is in Spanish and English.
yeah,
Thank goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness. But it was really pretty smooth. Pretty
Yeah.
soon, yeah.
So did you found this place?
I found it online.
So how did that go with the realtor?
Well, fortunately, we're nice people. So because we were still working with him, and he did show it to us,
Okay.
you know, because I told him we'd like to see it. But he said, Suzette, this is not what you said you were looking for. I said, I didn't know I was looking for this.
Right,
I had
right.
no clue.
Right.
But it intrigued me online. And so he was really surprised. I said, when we saw this place, we thought, we don't want to look anymore.
Oh,
This was it.
Yeah, one of the pictures that she saw was the loft area in the casita.
Right.
And that's what really intrigued us because the house is kind of divided in two.
Right.
Right.
And we have one side that's the casita, and this is the side that we live in. And so we saw a lot of potential here.
Right. Right.
And we said, okay, let's take this side over here.
And
And we lived actually in that side while they were remodeling
remember.
this side,
Right.
and just the opposite. So we were back and forth.
Right.
It was challenging.
No, I
Yeah.
remember. I
It's
mean,
challenging.
I wasn't obviously here for the whole thing, but I remember coming and seeing the progress, and you were
Right.
just like overwhelmed
Yes.
with the process. And I've been in your shoes, so I totally understand what you were going through. But the place was an office, right? Before.
Yeah,
It was an office.
Okay.
Architect's office.
Right. It was an architect's office, and so it looks like a home to me in Mexico. It doesn't look like an office building as what we would know it. So you really made it yours.
Good, thank you.
You really made it yours. But I remember like you had some things stored and
Right.
you were shuffling things back and forth and things like that.
And we
So-
wanted to save money, you know, so we decided to live amongst the construction.
Right, right.
And then during the construction, we were buying things. So we were living with all the things that we purchased, and it was challenging.
Yeah.
But we knew in the end it would be nice.
Right.
We had hope.
Right. Well, it's amazing.
We had
It's
hope.
absolutely beautiful. So tell me about like the remodeling process. Well, and also just getting stuff, because I know you brought some things, but not
enough.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay, not enough.
We should have. Bring your items if you know
Okay,
if you
'cause
really
people
like
ask-
them.
People ask me that all the time, especially in my consultations. They ask me, and I'm kind of like, it's a personal choice. And
Yes, it is.
my reasons for shipping our things is I didn't want to start all over. I didn't want to go looking for things. I didn't know where we would be able to do this. I know that you become an expert.
I'm an expert at it now.
Expert. I've gone to some estate sales, which are amazing here, but they don't happen all the time.
Right? No, they don't.
So that's
Not
a
the good ones.
process. But you were in Querétaro looking for things. So tell me about the decision initially to not necessarily bring your things from the U.S. Like, what were your
Well, we were kind of introduced to Liverpool
okay?
through the realtor as we were working with him. And so he was telling us, showing us all the things that we could buy at Liverpool. And so we
What
decided.
did you think about it? Because I would not be impressed.
I wasn't.
I mean, Liverpool's nice, but yeah, it's a
But
little limited.
we decided not to bring
Right, it's
any
very
furniture,
limited, right.
real furniture because
okay.
of that.
Okay.
And because we listened to the wrong people.
Well,
I mean, really, we listened to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody was to ask me, should I bring my things? That's a personal thing. If you have items that you really want, bring them.
Yeah.
Something that you cherish, bring it. Do your research. It's challenging to find furniture here in San Miguel.
It is.
It really is. And
It is.
so I would have brought a lot more, because it took me over a year just to
Yeah.
find certain things.
I know.
And not here, not in San Miguel.
And also, if you're not as creative as she is,
It's rough.
It's rough because I mean, she worked wonders with what you had already, what was available here, and I know you said you took quite a few trips to Querétaro.
Yes.
yeah.
Querétaro is a good
lot.
spot,
Yeah,
but
it
I
is.
mean, if you don't, they don't have a car, so they live kind of in Central. You don't really need a vehicle, so just that.
But we
yeah.
spent more money doing it.
That's
that
my
way.
point. That's my point. And I try, because people will say, "Oh, the shipping company gave me a quote and it's $6,000. That's a lot of money." And I'm like, Not really.
Not really.
I'm
no,
like, you're
not
gonna
really.
spend time
Yes.
getting back and forth. If you don't have a car, you gotta pay your driver. That's hours in one day that you have to pay someone to take you to Querétaro, and you may not find what you want. And
That's
then you have to
right.
spend hours around here, and then you have to spend
Hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of
Yes.
dollars. I mean, even the consignment shops, because it's San Miguel, they have a lot of like high-end things. The consignment pieces are kind of pricey.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Even if you go to an estate sale, those places clear out, right? In
Yes,
the day,
you're right.
they clear out because people are looking for deals. So it's kind of one of those things where you don't necessarily have the exact choices. You have to kind of go with what's available.
That's right.
Kind
And when you go to a furniture store or a lighting store in Querétaro, you're ordering.
Right. It's not like buying from
No,
Home Depot.
no,
off the
not
shelf
at all.
or-
So
yeah.
you're getting 4 to 6 weeks before you get your items.
That's true. 'cause
And
my
it looks
friends-
like one thing when you order it, it may look like another thing when you get it.
That's true too.
Oh.
That is true. You might see it as like this big, and it's this big when it gets here. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, not quite the size I had in mind. So that's challenging.
And a real big challenge is you can't return it. You
Wow.
cannot return it. If you return it, that means you have to purchase something else in the store.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're not
Okay.
getting your money back.
No.
Wow.
At all.
Nobody
They
wants to
clearly
give you
let
money.
you know that up
Take
front.
notes on that. That's important to know, and I think that's anywhere in Mexico.
I
Yeah,
think so too.
right.
You know, I know that, yeah, I tried to even send something back recently on Amazon, and it was something really small, thankfully. And that was my first time ordering and having to send something back. And they literally said, we are processing your return, and it was 0.07 cents. By the time the shipping, I canceled it. I was like, I might as well just keep it.
Yeah.
There's got to be someone here that needs little dog booties, because that's what I bought for my dog, because he kept scratching himself. Anyway,
Yeah, even
it's
with
not
that's
worth
right. Even with Amazon, because I bought a light fixture, fan light fixture from Amazon, and the light didn't work,
Oh, no.
and we couldn't return it. So we had to have an electrician here fix it.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least that's an option.
Yes.
Yes.
And we did have a lot of our furniture made.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, shopped around to find the best places to have woodwork done.
Right.
And they made some furniture for us.
Dressers
Now,
made.
some of the furniture is made for short people. So I had to use my,
That's a good point. It's funny, but it's a good point.
Oh,
That's
we
why I
have,
don't
we
buy
have
clothes
stories.
here.
We have stories.
There are no shoes that
No.
fit me here.
Right.
Just saying,
And
y'all.
body type.
You got
Yes,
big.
body
Yeah, we're
type.
tall
Mhm.
and we're a little wider.
Mhm.
My feet are big. No shoes fit me here, and the sizes are like in my size in Mexico is a 7, which is really a 10, and they look at me like I'm crazy.
yeah.
So just saying, like,
Yes.
mental note to self.
Yes.
If you need clothes for your kids, you have to go to Querétaro probably to get it. Someone
Or
asked me about
Leon.
that.
Leon for shoes.
That's right,
Yeah.
the leather
We haven't
capital.
done that yet.
I want to go
Me
there.
Yeah, because they
Oh,
do
trips.
have my
Yeah.
size
Yeah.
in Leon.
You were telling Daryl about that,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
I remember him mentioning that. But no, Leon is known for its leather goods, so
Right.
one of these days we got to make a leather trip.
Yeah.
That would be a cool trip.
Yes,
Yeah.
it would. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe we could do a bus.
Mhm.
We could probably rent a bus and get
Everybody
a couple
would
people on it.
love that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, another thing to do.
Okay.
Right? I feel that's fast. Anyway,
But bottom line with the house, we're happy.
yes.
We're really happy
Yeah,
with it.
no, it's gorgeous.
Really
I
happy.
mean, it's just so beautiful, and it is right in kind of like central, but it's just like a little paradise. So the homes here are kind of all set up with a courtyard. So
Right.
you walk in from the outside, you're still kind of outside with, the views to the sky, and it has like lots of plants and stuff, and it's very like traditional in terms of the home styles
right.
here. Yeah, and you really made such a nice blend between a lot of African touches and a lot of Mexican touches, but very
Yeah.
modern. So it's just a nice balance. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Sorry, I can't show it to you. It's a personal thing, but yeah, it's really amazing. So what did you feel about like the remodeling? I know it was a lot of stress and things, but in the end, like, would you do it again or would you do it differently? Because you kind of got what you wanted.
There's a reason I color my hair.
Okay, that says it all.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yes.
Well, because building is so different here.
Yeah.
It is so different. And one of the things, the challenging part was that you have to be present.
Exactly.
Because if you're not, your light fixture will be hanging like this.
That's true.
Or you'll have a wall where you didn't intend to have
That's
a wall.
right.
Because what we saw was that they would write instructions on their hand. And
my God.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
or
okay,
sticky notes.
sticky notes. And I'm
Yes.
saying, wait a minute, how do you remember that? You know.
Wow. Did you have like someone that was kind of in charge, beside yourself, in charge? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, we,
Yes,
we,
yes.
we
We
had
had
an
two
architect.
guys.
We had an architect and a
Okay.
foreman.
And a foreman and the builder.
Okay.
So,
But still.
the architect would come in and we would tell him exactly what we wanted.
Exactly.
He would then relate that to the builder, and sometimes the builder would,
Just
put
do
the
whatever.
writing on the wall, or writing on his hand. And it's like, okay, I want to be here tomorrow to make sure you did that right,
Exactly.
But to their credit, they did everything almost like it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Like-
had to
like it would be
redo quite
done
a
in the
few
States.
things. They had to
Yeah.
redo things because of
Yeah.
why would you have your kitchen sink and a light and a plug right there?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
They-
there are a lot of things, but you know what I learned, because I've been through the building process in Mexico, and it was the same thing. It took a lot longer because of where it was, but what I learned is, and it made sense at the time, and I don't think it so much applies to the builders in San Miguel, but I think for sure where I was, it was very remote, is that they're not used to building this type of home with all the intricate
Yes.
details
Right. Yes.
that the U.S. comes with, the electric, because you have to pass inspections
Mhm.
and all these other things.
Right.
I've heard, and you can confirm this. Here, it's like you get it inspected after the fact, not like during the process. You don't
No.
have to you just kind of do it, and then after the fact,
Right.
you come and check things. Now, how did that go? Was it just kind of,
Well,
paying for it, and they don't
There
know-
was 2 stages, like I said, the casita and then over
Right.
here where
Right,
we live.
right.
So we learned a lot by
That's right.
watching
Right.
them do the casita.
More mistakes over there than here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so once we got over here, we realized that we have to be here on a daily basis to
and
watch.
you were.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, I came in their
yeah.
house and there were like piles of mud and dirt
Yes.
and cement mixed, and they were
Living in it.
living. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good, because
Yeah.
otherwise you probably would have been pissed a lot.
Yeah. Well, and one day they could put up a wall, and they put up a wall downstairs that,
A lot of walls.
yeah, well, it's like, where are these on the plans?
Three walls in the bathroom.
Really?
3 walls. All the way up. We said, this is not going to work.
Did you have to take it down?
Yes.
What
yeah.
was it for? The shower? Or?
The shower, the vanity,
Mhm.
the shower, the vanity, and the
In the toilet. And see, we wanted it
open.
open.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they just, again, I think in a normal, or I say normal, a traditional Mexican home,
It's all set.
it's
Yes.
very divided.
Mhm,
It's kind
very
of,
divided.
like our homes used to be in the U.S. back in the day.
Right,
Because, a
exactly.
lot of homes back in the day, everything was very separate.
Yes.
And then suddenly we got modern
Mhm.
and we wanted open spaces. They're not necessarily accustomed to that unless it's a large home.
Right.
Then it's open because it's a big home.
Right.
But they're still dividing walls and stuff. Yeah, I would have been like, take that down.
That's what we did.
I cannot. I mean, I could do it again, but I've been through it so many times. I'm like, oh my God. Yes.
So to answer your question, will we do it again for Suzette? No.
No, nunca, okay.
But the thing is, this is an open space. And we're inside
Yeah,
on our
Which we opened up.
Right,
our
that's
patio.
That's right.
But this whole area is open,
Mhm.
and that's what we were looking for, and that's what we love.
Yeah,
You
it's
and we
beautiful.
have enclosed with glass. In the wintertime, we can close it off and
Right.
still stay warm.
Mhm.
Right, right.
And but in most of the year we can sit out here and enjoy life.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we like.
So what did you feel about like the workers and just the exchanges? Was it kind of like complicated, or was your builder kind of able to communicate easily with
Perfectly.
you?
Perfectly.
They spoke
Perfectly.
English?
And you get
The
to
builder did,
Okay.
not the workers.
Right.
well, you get to know them.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And
We
it's
liked
like,
them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would feed them often.
Right.
To
Give
make
them
them
a
make them
service.
happy.
That's right. That's
I
right.
bought a lot of junk food because that's what they would be eating.
And,
Right.
and beer on Friday.
Beer on
Right.
Fridays,
Yeah.
chicken. I fed them
Oh,
a
girl.
lot.
A lot of Coca-Cola.
A lot of Coke, ice cream.
That's right. You didn't do.
And beer on Fridays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They were really, really nice.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think generally they want to do it right.
Mhm, they
It's
do.
just the process and the understanding is very different. And obviously, with anyone communicating your vision, regardless of the language or the culture,
Right.
is sometimes it's like not quite what I had in mind. You know,
Right,
nope, this is what. And then there's the do it over process. Just
Right.
fix it.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna. But there's some things you can't fix.
Well,
right?
in the casita, we had them to put in some arced windows.
I remember that. Tell me
And
that story.
that was
Oh.
because our ceiling is arced,
Right.
and it should coincide with the ceiling.
It should
Well, the
fit
arc
right
was
there.
way down here.
We came back home.
I remember you were in the U.S. or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. I remember you
And
told
we
me
came
that.
in and says,
What?
"What is that?" So,
We can fix it. We can move it. No
Yeah.
problem.
well, they
Just like that.
filled in the hole
They
and,
did it.
and put it up
Oh.
high like it should be.
Okay.
No problem with redoing
Good,
things
good,
at all. They
good.
didn't have attitude or anything.
Well, because labor is so cheap here
Right.
that when you mess up, you can always repair.
Fix it.
Yeah, and we already knew what our budget was, and we didn't exceed it.
Good.
Not
okay.
at all. It came right there. Right
That's
there.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you feel like they knew your budget as well?
Oh, yes,
correct?
absolutely.
And they really stayed
They
within
stuck with,
that.
yes, they
That's
did.
good.
It was just Suzette wanting something different that
Well,
kind
that's
of.
okay. That's what we
That
do.
took a
That's
little
what we
bit.
do. That's what we do.
I said, Clarence, no, we should do it this way, but Suzette's gonna go. But it'll be perfect in the end. Just know that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
little extra.
But like our kitchen, they had it too tight, and when they laid out the foundation for where the cabinet should go, we said, no, this is too tight. Well, too tight in one way, too long in another way.
Right. Okay.
So we had them to cut it down and move it back so that we can move around in the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, I can say that from the experiences I've had, building here is a little more flexible
Yes,
as well.
absolutely.
It can be definitely more stress,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot more flexibility because, everything is pretty manual.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
really doing a lot of manual things and from cementing the walls to cutting something really small with a
Right.
jigsaw or something.
Right.
They don't really use a ton of machine. I mean, they
No.
use machinery, but it's really a hand to labor type situation. So when you see something or if you have a new idea, they're very flexible about adding or trying to incorporate or
Right.
trying to make it happen. So it's almost like you're piecing it together to the bigger picture.
Right.
And I think that that's also a plus. Like if you really just don't know exactly what you want or you're not used to remodeling or doing a home or building a home, you definitely have to be there.
Yes.
You have to pack like a lifetime worth of patience. But in the end, I do think you end up getting what you need. And I like that they can customize almost anything
Yes, they
for
can.
you. I mean, from, you doing a wall or a window or a metal gate or door, whatever, you can, whether it's wood, whatever, you can find
Right,
it.
yeah,
They'll
right.
make it for you. You find the carpenter, he'll make whatever you want.
Exactly.
You can imagine it, they'll make it for
Mhm.
you. And it doesn't cost a lot. Cost a lot of money.
Not at all.
So that's a plus. It's not like custom. I mean, it's customized, but it's not.
It's not a lot of money.
Crazy expensive.
No.
Yeah.
And
Well-
maintenance is it's not expensive either.
Exactly.
Labor is cheap and Plumbing's cheap, ironwork,
Yeah.
if you want to change things.
Mhm.
Fixing a leak is cheap. You know?
True,
It
true.
really is. So owning a home is really good.
Mhm.
We like owning our home. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we have no mortgage,
right.
and our
Right.
taxes per year is less than $500.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And,
Yeah.
and you moved from, I don't know if we covered that, they moved from California.
Right.
What part against?
Yeah,
Stockton.
Stockton, and we had 3 homeowners associations that we were paying,
It's terrible.
and
Yeah.
a lot of taxes.
A lot of
Taxes were real high.
Oh,
So
yeah.
here, you go from 7 or 8, 9, $10,000 in taxes to 500. So it's like,
$500. Yeah,
Really, you
again,
can't complain.
right, exactly. And here, the utilities are very low.
Very
Yeah.
low.
I
Very
mean,
low.
water bills, I don't know what your water bills are, but ours are very inexpensive.
Same with us.
electricity. I mean, our electricity shoots up a little in the winter because we run the space,
Mhm,
Yes,
same,
yeah.
right.
but nothing outrageous. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I love it.
yeah, for water, for us and the casita is 156 pesos a month.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
rented every weekend,
Yeah.
Wow.
3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 156 pesos is like $7 or $8.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
The electric bills, I don't know. I think we pay. I'm not even sure. I would say about 25 a month, because you get billed every other month.
Right.
Okay.
So I would say our bills are about 50 total, $50 US
Right.
for every 2 months. So about 20.
Yeah, ours is around 1,000 pesos
Yeah.
every 2
Mhm.
months, which
Right.
is $50.
$1,200-ish.
Yes.
Yeah.
So about $25 a month.
Yeah. So
It's a
tell-
big house.
Yeah, their house is nice size. Tell me about the casita, the type of people you get. How do you like this? Because this is a new thing
This
for
is
you.
very new for us.
How do you like it?
I like it. I think it's great. And the income is fabulous.
Nice.
It's worth, you get to shop more
Right.
often.
More estate sales.
Yeah, more estate
More
sales.
trips to Karencita and the mall.
Costco and the mall. And it's been really good. It's been interesting.
Yes.
We've got to meet lots of nice people.
Okay.
And 90%, 95% are from Mexico City.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
And they're mostly young people.
Couples.
We had one young couple come in, and then they bought a weekend for their parents because they liked it so much.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yes.
guess it's their parents' anniversary, so they bought a
Okay.
weekend for their parents.
Mhm.
Okay.
But usually it's young couples that want to get away for the weekend.
Right.
Nice. Okay. So what have you had to do to set yourself up to do business, or have anything?
Yeah.
I know you have to pay taxes
Right.
I don't know if it's Airbnb, Verbo, or what, but I know that the city has imposed that.
You
What's
have
that?
to get a permit.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just have to get it.
And what was that like for you? Easy? No big
Well, we're
deal?
actually having a lawyer do it for us,
Okay.
Right.
an attorney,
Okay.
which made it really
So that makes
just
it
paid him.
Real
We just
simple,
paid him.
real easy, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And that's an annual.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Just
So-
like everything else, we have Sonia do
That's
our
Sonia
driver's
Diaz,
license
that's right.
and all that kind of stuff. And so
That's
we
right.
didn't even have to take a test. It's like,
Oh yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
She didn't do it for me, but yeah, I was just like, I don't have to do anything. I just
Yeah.
showed up and, they did the paperwork and
Oh.
took a photo and
Yeah.
I think
That's
did
it.
they? I don't know. There were no fingerprints, and
No.
that was it.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, people don't know this, but you don't have to have a test to get a Mexican license here. You just need to show that you have a license
Right,
from another
right.
place, and you don't have to give the other license up either.
No,
So
not at
many
all.
people ask me that, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, you can- and you do need it to buy a car. Just putting
Right.
that out there. You cannot buy a car without getting a Mexican driver's license
And I didn't
Which-
want,
or
sorry.
rent a car. Yeah.
or rent a
Or rent
car.
a car.
And just so you know, that once you get the Mexican driver's license, it's good for nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just saying.
Well,
You can't use it at the bank to ID yourself. You can't.
Oh, wow.
It's not. It's useless.
Wow.
Just Sorry, just totally used
We have to tell the truth. We have to tell the truth.
I tried to use it to pull money out from my bank account, and they said no, I needed my passport. So
Well,
wow.
for me, it's good for whenever I go back to the States
So
and
you can
I rent a
drive.
car.
Oh,
I,
okay.
it's good for that.
So
Right.
you don't have a U.S. license?
Not
No.
anymore.
Oh,
no.
okay, okay. I still have my Florida, but I don't really use it. I just save it for when I'm traveling
Okay.
and when I want to rent in the U.S. So I never tried to use my Mexican license to rent
But you
in
can.
the U.S. Okay.
Mhm. You can.
What do they ask for? Just curious. Like besides that, nothing else,
No, that's it.
and it just
Yeah.
needs to match up with your credit card.
That's all.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
They always treat me like I'm trying to steal something. I'm like, oh, it's your card. Yeah.
Well, I always go through my son or my daughter to rent.
To book
but-
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
okay.
So
They use
because
it.
they have insurance
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have to buy
Right,
California
the coverage.
insurance.
and it's expensive.
It's very expensive.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, so you're here, you're kind of settled in.
Mhm.
How's life treating you? I know that you and Daryl go out and do the guy thing.
Oh, yeah.
sometimes.
Yay!
Yes.
I'm happy
I'm
for
like,
him.
Me too. I'm like,
I golfed twice to 3 times a week. Trying to get some more of my fellows out there to golf
Oh,
with
hey.
me.
I have a
He
client.
needs.
Okay.
Let me tell you,
Ah.
his name is Ralph, and his wife is Rolana, and they are coming in August 1st.
Okay.
And he asked me about golfing. I already told him about you, so
Yay.
Okay.
yes, you're gonna have a partner in crime. He was really into it.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes. So.
I need some more brothers out there.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, brothers, move to San Miguel. It's good
Yeah,
living.
move to San Miguel.
That's right. Yeah, that's good living. So, yeah, so tell me about, like, just in general, what keeps you busy. I know you have your casita, things like that.
Thank goodness we have a casita. What keeps us busy now?
And
Yeah,
one of my golfing buddies,
Socially is fun.
yeah, one of my golfing buddies is a Rotarian, so I'm going to join the Rotary.
Oh, okay. What do they do there? Just, it's like a membership.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's a social benefit club for the locals. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about that.
Well, I'm
Just
going to join, so
Okay.
I don't know
All
a
right.
whole
It's
lot
coming.
about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you. That's
But
okay. So basically, they're gonna kind of give back.
Give back
Give
to the
back,
community.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
yeah, I was a Rotarian in Stockton many years ago,
Okay.
and so I decided that I wanted to go ahead and re-up my membership.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you tell Daryl about it.
Yeah.
Take him out to do some
Yeah.
stuff in the community. That's pretty cool.
But socially, you meet people on the
It
street.
is.
People
Fabulous.
invite you to their homes without knowing who you are.
Yes.
People, you meet somebody, they want to talk to you for a half
Right.
hour, So San Miguel is so friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are some people that you don't want to meet, but
Right.
They're everywhere.
Yeah,
but
that's
they're everywhere.
Right,
But
that's
when
everywhere.
you meet like people, they're extremely friendly, and our social calendar start out the week with nothing. Before the
Same.
week is over,
Same
it's
here.
full.
It's packed.
It's crazy. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
it's like, oh, do you want to do? And then you feel bad saying no. Like I literally
Yes.
am trying to carve out time for me to get things done.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, for example, my neighbor, she wrote me a few days ago and she said, I'm going to do a candlelight vigil tonight for John Lewis.
Oh, okay.
It's his 1 year anniversary of him passing.
Mhm.
And, she's all about the whole, whatever, the fairness in the world.
Okay.
And she's like, come by and I'll have a bottle of wine. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna try.
Where-
There's always
yes,
something.
there's always
and it's always
something.
something cool and
Right.
fun.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, let's go to happy hour and get drunk. It's always something very exciting
Yes,
and
it
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golfing or just, yeah.
I have a friend who's currently looking for a condo.
Here?
And
Nice.
she calls me up Monday. She says, Suzette, I know you will help me. I need a second opinion. So we go out and we look at a house and then she wants to look at another one and it's ongoing things
Yes.
to do here.
Yes.
It's, before COVID, I volunteered for the Home and Garden.
Ask you about that.
The Home and Garden tours, which was through the Biblioteca.
And the bibliotheque is the local library.
Yes, and what they did was we had homes that we asked people to show their homes, and we earned money for the kids for their uniforms.
Oh, love it.
That's what the money was for.
Okay.
And we loved it. I mean, it was
Yes.
so much fun. We got to see such beautiful homes.
sure.
Oh, they were gorgeous.
But did they start it up again? I thought I saw something somewhere.
Really small.
Really?
Very, very small. They're not asking for volunteers yet.
Oh,
Yeah, because people still don't want to open up their homes.
yeah.
They have a few homes, and they keep showing those over and over and over.
Is that per week? Because it used to be every
Once a week.
Sunday.
It used to be
right?
every Sunday.
Every
Okay.
Sunday, yeah.
Hundreds of people.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
would come through.
I have never done that, and it's on the top of my list.
You would enjoy it.
I know I would, because I love the homes here.
And then you meet so many great people
Right.
from all over the world are coming
Right,
to San
yes.
Miguel. And then you're meeting more people here that live here, the volunteers. And then your social group is
Bigger.
like this. It
Yeah.
gets bigger and bigger.
Yes,
and
I forget names. I do.
I do
see
too.
people. I remember a couple years ago, I saw a lady somewhere in town, and she literally called me by my name. Did not remember her. I was just like, man. We had a whole conversation, and I walked away thinking, like, who is that? It was
Oh.
someone locally, but she
Yeah.
spoke English well. She's like, hey, Michelle, blah, blah, blah. Probably someone from one of Micah's schools or something like that. But yeah. So tell me about, we were talking about the homes, but I know you looked at a lot of homes.
we looked at a
So,
lot of
like,
homes.
what was your experience? Because I haven't seen a lot of homes. I see homes in photos.
Mhm.
I see the outside, which you don't know how amazing they are inside
open that
until you
door.
go inside. Because it
That's
just
right.
looks like a boring, normal street with
Yeah.
a
That's
boring,
right.
normal door. And then suddenly, it's
It's
like,
the Taj Mahal.
Yes.
It's a mansion.
it shocks you.
It
And I've only
does.
gotten to see a few. Like, I had a friend who came from Houston,
Mhm.
and she sent me a link. I don't know if I don't think I shared it with you. I have to share that with you.
Okay.
To a home that she was renting. And when I looked at the photos, it went on and on and on. And I was thinking, this is probably like multiple, I thought it was like a boutique hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to see her, when she got here, it was a whole home. It was gorgeous. It had 4 floors. It was just so beautiful and so beautifully decorated. But on the outside, it was just a gray metal door, and that's it, on Umaran.
Mm-hmm.
And you would never know it. So now every time I
blow you away.
Oh my God.
What's behind
It was
those
crazy.
doors?
It was so amazing. I'm still,
Yeah.
So that was really, I think, well, I have a friend that also has a very beautiful home, but that was kind of one of my first times just kind of being like, oh my gosh, like this is just so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to do the home and garden tour. I definitely want to do that. Just want to get
Well,
But it's
we
just so
were
much
amazed just right here in the neighborhood,
Mhm.
across the street that way.
Mhm.
That, you open that up, you think, oh, okay. You open those doors.
Yes, and it's like,
It's
I didn't know all of this was back
massive
here.
and it's
Yeah.
gorgeous. I mean, just across the street, they have a huge front yard. Green,
Wow.
beautiful.
Wow. And it's inside walls.
It's
So
inside.
that's
Yeah.
where it's deceiving.
That's
because,
it.
okay, for example, I had another client. She had not gotten here yet, and everything that she saw was like right on the street. So your door is literally on the sidewalk.
exactly.
There's not like set back from the road like what we're used to in the U.S. Your home being set back a little bit from the road. So she was kind of initially like, I don't want my door to be right there. And we're like, well, the whole El Centro is kind of this
Right,
way.
exactly.
Just to understand like the lay of the land. But when you go inside doors, then you have like so everything's kind of very private and very protected. And you have your, privacy. And you go inside and you're still like we
there's a
said earlier.
courtyard and
Right,
a
courtyard,
building
you're on
and-
the outside, and
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. You can do whatever you want with it. You
Yeah.
can grow grass or put tons of pots and
Yes.
trees. There are trees in lots of the court. There's a tree
Yes.
here. You guys have a palm tree beside your courtyard.
It's a big
It's
tree.
so cool. Sorry. Yeah, so no, this
It's
is
a mystery. You have no idea what's behind those
Exactly.
doors.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what does your family think about you just kind of picking up and heading south of the border?
Well,
first.
our daughter was against it. You know,
Charlie.
It's just
Charlie.
it's so dangerous down there. And what are you guys doing?
Tried her
She-
best to convince
She came to
us.
visit, and she's been back 3 times, and coming back.
More than that. She
4
usually
times.
comes twice a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's been back a lot.
Yes, I met Charlie. She's awesome.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now she has a
She
total
loves it
different
here.
perspective of where we are,
Right.
and she's even thinking about maybe purchasing some property here.
Yeah.
We have friends that have come down to visit, and they also are looking at.
Oh yeah,
Property.
a summer home.
Yeah.
They're trying to buy a summer home.
Um,
And Charlie has said, "Don't ever sell this house. Don't sell this house, Mom. Don't ever." I said, "Well, I might need it to live on
Yeah.
at some point."
Right.
But she's
She
the only
loves
one
it.
who has visited. My sister's coming to stay a month and a half with us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
When she visit?
October.
Yeah,
Okay.
October and half of November.
Okay, okay. So you guys have kind of stayed here, but what other parts of Mexico have you gotten to go to, or that you really are like, I really want to see?
Oh God, there's so many. Merida,
Mm-hmm.
Puerto Vallarta. Where else do we want to go to Ajijic.
Yeah,
We want to go
And you
there.
went to Zihuatanejo.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
It's charming.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, very
nice.
charming. Hot, but
We
next
went the
time
wrong
we'll go
months.
in the winter time.
Mhm.
Right,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right. Yeah, we were there when it was super hot. I think we were there in May. We were there just a little bit before
For
you
us,
guys.
yeah. We want to keep traveling. COVID has stopped us.
Yeah.
That's true. Everyone.
But it's very inexpensive to travel
Mhm.
from city to city in Mexico.
Right.
So it's like we want to do a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
And next time we won't fly. If there's some place we can hire a driver, we'll do that.
Okay.
Because we want to see
The road
the
trip.
road. We want
Yeah.
to do
So
a road trip. We
beautiful.
want to see sightsee and
Yeah.
see
I
other
mean,
towns.
You know what I found on this trip, and even the other trip that I took, they're in my videos and things, but anyway, it's so beautiful. Oh my God. I mean, the scenery
Yeah.
and these mountains just sneak up on you. It's
Yeah.
you see them in the distance, and then suddenly you're like right there. I was so blown away this
Wow.
past weekend. We were driving to Las Posas, and I was just blown away. I thought I was in the Swiss Alps.
Wow.
I swear to you, it was. And then the clouds are like falling. It's just so
Okay.
beautiful. I can't even express
That's going to
it.
be a road trip for us.
You
Yeah.
must,
Okay.
even if you rent a car.
Okay.
It's so worth it. I mean, I like to drive. Well, Daryl drives, but I like road trips because I feel like, okay, you can see the lay of the
Mhm.
land. And honestly, Mexico is such a large country, and there's so much agriculture that once you get outside of what is their city center,
Right.
it's just green after, and especially
Yeah.
now.
Right now,
Right,
yeah.
especially
Yeah.
now.
So on Monday we went to a jungle trek or whatever, but on the way there, the guy said you're gonna see miles and miles and miles of sugar cane.
Oh, wow.
And he told us, and we even passed the factory, all of the sugar cane that is provided in Mexico to Coca-Cola comes from this area. It just went on, and we passed this ginormous factory where they process all the sugar and they supply all of the sugar for all the Coca-Cola products in Mexico. And I found that very interesting. They only work 6 months out of the year. 6 months doing that, and then the last 6 months they literally maintain and fix all the. I mean, they had these large pieces of equipment laid out, and they carry them in almost like those garbage dump trucks full of sugarcane, and they literally pull up. So not manhandle them, they pull up, and it's being lifted into whatever. It was just a whole process, very interesting. But who would have known? Because I would have driven out there, I would never
Yeah.
I don't even know if I would have recognized that it was sugarcane. It looked almost like corn, but it went on for miles and miles, and it was just beautiful. I was just like, oh my God, so pretty.
Well, when we went to Zihuatanejo, the driver that took us to Estapa,
Estapa, yeah.
he was
He's a tour guide.
Yeah, he's a tour guide, really,
Mhm.
and he was telling us about villages in
Where to go.
stop were all black folks.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Africa,
Mhm.
and he was telling us that how beautiful it is to make that trip from like here to
He'll come pick us up from
he
Zihuatanejo
would-
and take
Oh,
us
wow.
anywhere we want to go.
You should so, do
So
it.
Yeah, we've
it's
got to
like
do it.
to have a driver like him that was so knowledgeable about
Right.
the country.
Mhm.
Right.
It's like, okay, I can sit back and relax and just enjoy the
Just
sights.
enjoy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then have someone explain things to
Yeah.
you.
Exactly.
It makes it so much more interesting because you see it. Like for us, of course, we were driving in our car, but when we went on the tours, everything was so explained.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we went to the Sir Edward James Garden, we had, so I booked a tour and I said, can it be in English? And they said, yeah, we have someone, whatever. And so this guy starts the tour and he's like telling us about, because they have like different structures throughout and they're all labeled. He starts talking about, I know, right?
A pest.
Yeah.
He's telling us the story about this gentleman and why he did this and that. And then midway through, this guy knew him.
Mm-hmm.
He actually knew the guy who built all this stuff
Oh,
out in
wow.
the jungle. He said, my parents worked for them. And I was 10 years old when I met him. And I mean, he's an older gentleman now, but it was just so interesting because he was so passionate about it all. And he said, I actually don't really work. I don't know, that must be a
He's a
relative.
pest. He's a
Somebody
big time
that's
pest.
coming back trying to be in our business.
Yeah.
But no, the point is that there's so many knowledgeable people here and you meet them and they're
Yes.
just, it's like low key,
Yeah.
they're not like, oh, I know so-and-so,
Mhm.
and they start explaining things to you. It just makes it way more interesting.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So, yeah.
We are definitely going to take him up on that
Yeah.
offer.
Yeah, you should. And
Just
try
for
to
road
go.
trips.
Yes, definitely do that, especially if it's affordable with
'Cause
a tour.
You miss so much when you're flying.
Well, actually,
So much.
he would do it less than
Flying. Oh, yeah,
would be.
cheaper than flying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does he live in San Miguel?
No, Zihuatanejo.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna come and get you,
Yeah.
bring you around. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll
He said he
compliment.
does it all the time.
Yeah.
I love it. You should totally do that. You guys have to get out there and check some things out now that your house is done.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
comfortable now. We're very comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
well, that kind of wraps it up. Do you have anything else you guys want to share with us?
We love it here in San Miguel.
Yes.
We have no regrets at all for
Yeah.
moving here at all. It's been a wonderful experience for us.
Yes.
And
I love it too.
I have such a wide array of friends, people that I've met here that I call friends. We've been out to dinner or to eat with more different people in the 3 years that we've been here, and we have 1 year that was COVID, so
Right.
we didn't do anything.
Right.
But then I had
40
years in Stockton.
I say the same
Yeah.
about
It's
living in
just-
the U.S. I
Yeah.
mean, I had a lot of friends in Connecticut. I did a lot of things with them because they were friends I grew up with.
Yeah.
But once I left Connecticut, I went to Texas. I had a few coworker friends, and then I moved to Florida. I mean, really and truly, I had about 5 good friends, and out of 10 plus years, and then I came here, and it's just like I can't keep up.
I can't keep up
I
either.
really can't. I mean, it's not necessarily the life for everyone, because I've had people like comment like, "Oh, it's too American, it's too this, it's that." Everyone has to choose their space, and that's why I
Yeah.
do these videos, because I want diversity in the information, and that's like, someone is in this part of Mexico, someone's over there, here's why I chose this. Everyone has a different journey and a different thing that spells and speaks home. So I understand that, but I mean, really and truly, like, this place is, to me, a paradise. It's a little piece of paradise. I feel like we live in a little bit of a bubble,
Yeah.
where I feel sometimes when new people come, I don't want to be overwhelming and be like, hey, because this is what we do. We're like, hey, you want to go out? You want to have a coffee? You want to come by? You want to have a drink?
Yeah.
And it's a little bit awkward initially, I think, because you have onion layers that you have to peel off, and you're like, oh, this is just the way it is here.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So, and
No
we
regrets.
met when we first arrived. We didn't even really talk about that. I think we talked about it pre-video.
Right.
Yeah.
But we met here right around the same time. I saw Suzette in a restaurant, we just sort of said hi, and then maybe a few weeks later, they were at a grocery store, which is very common. You always meeting people in the grocery store here. And I saw Clarence, and I was just like, hey, how you doing? And then Suzette came. I was like, oh, I met her. So, then after that, we kind of grouped together because we're excited to see each other here.
That's right.
Our, Black brothers and sisters, we're excited to see them and meet them. So we're slowly growing, and it's been really a beautiful thing. There's some people who've lived here for a long time, and then there are a lot of new people. So we're always happy. I don't want to overwhelm the audience with San Miguel, but we're excited about living here.
We absolutely love it. You can be busy or you cannot be busy.
Yeah.
You have a choice.
You can be in El Centro, you can literally be out in the country.
The country.
Yeah, and with not a lot going on around you. It's not like you take hours to get there. It's 15 minutes in all directions.
That's right.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's really beautiful. I love it. And the weather is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the
Thank
weather
goodness.
is amazing.
Oh, wow.
Cannot complain about it. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate and love you guys so much. I'm so happy that we met here, and just even getting to know you, meeting your family. It's been awesome, and just kind of being a part of your journey, building this beautiful home and sharing things. We do our road trips to Costco.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's wonderful.
Yes,
we love it.
So we'll be doing that soon. But anyway, that's the end of that. If anyone has questions about anything, feel free to ask. If you are interested in moving to San Miguel or Mexico, book a session with me at afroexpats.com. And thank you again for joining me, and stay tuned for a future episode of someone else somewhere somewhere else in Mexico. Get that out, blah. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.